Hi everyone. It is a dark, dark, dark day in early September in Berlin, and we've all heard about seasonal affective disorder. So today I'd like to make a video about using tarot cards and oracle cards for mental health, or you could say for mood improvement. I think maybe dealing with something like, for example, depression, it's not something which we all deal with, but I think it is a part of life for many people, and I think it's a natural part of life. The question is getting up in the morning and facing life and getting your mood up and running, because when your mood is good, you can do anything, can't you? So I'm just going to share some things which I have worked out for myself, things which work for me, and that's why I want to share them with you, because they're not things I got out of books. And I'm going to start off with a modest tip if we're talking about mood and mental health. And that is rule number one: pick up a light-hearted tarot deck. I'm actually quite suspicious of tarot decks that are too light-hearted. I don't want kittens. I like real kittens, but I don't like kittens in the tarot. So I have two decks from a designer called Robin Attor, which I'm very, very pleased with. First up is the International Icon Tarot, where he has redone the tarot like icons that you see in airports. And I've got a bit of shine on the cards there, haven't I? Is that okay? So here you see he has reduced the Rider-Waite-Smith to icons. And there's something about it that the colours are beautiful. It's very light. It's a bit unemotional. And that's, for me, that's not a bad idea. It's a sort of neutral, isn't it? It's not heavy. It's not really esoteric. It's not, there's no sign of Aleister Crowley in this one. It's just been modernized. And you feel you're in the world of, you're in the world of all mod cons, aren't you? So I find that one quite good to work with when I just want a sort of a lighter feeling. And if I was to go for something a bit cuter, a bit sweeter, there's another Robin Attor deck called the Attor Tarot. And this is the first edition. Second edition is not so good. I've talked about that. But in this case, he turns the tarot into cutesy cartoon characters. I think no one's got a mouth. Always one of the eyes is falling off the side of the face. Colours are very nice. Colours come from the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Frankie Albano recolouring of the Rider-Waite-Smith. But that's quite cheerful, isn't it? There's the tower, which I will talk about in a second. So whatever your lighter tarot is, get yourself a lighter tarot. Whatever that means for you. I mean, if you think vampires are light, if you're a goth or something like that, get yourself a vampire tarot. But those are my lighter tarots, okay? Oh, and if you find those difficult to get hold of, there is a lighter tarot, I would say, that's very easy to get hold of, which is Morgan Greer. And here it is. They do it now in a tin, which I'm a great fan of. And there's Morgan Greer. This is a slightly pocket-sized version, 1970s styly, and it is light, especially the court cards. They're very cheerful. It's graphic. It's a bit cartoon-like. Got men with moustaches, which is always nice. And I think the court cards are really lovely. So it's very, very sweet and light. I don't want to spend too much time talking about decks. It's sort of obvious, but have a lighter deck that you can use. Now, rule number two is know how to negotiate tarot in a positivistic way. And I won't go into this in too much detail either, because it is quite a big subject. And in this video, I really want to talk to you about two spreads and a pack of oracle cards that I've designed. But positivistic tarot is the following. It consists of taking the scary cards from the tarot and knowing exactly how to look at them positively. I'll do a quick run through of some positivistic meanings for you. You really need them in your vocabulary, I think. I've got quite a sizable pile here, but it's really, really important not to get bogged down with the idea that any cards in the tarot pack are bad. So Tower, I say for Tower, purging, getting things out of your system. Clearly these major arcana cards have a lot of resonances. You want a tarot vocabulary that's going to work for you. There is no ultimate truth in tarot. So for me, that's a purging, and that can only be good. The moon, again, very complex symbol. I just regard that as a test, and a test can be as light as you like. It could simply be that someone says something that you interpret as snide, and you feel a little bit hurt, and then you say, oh, that was a test. I'm not going to accept it that way. The devil. Actually, you can be very positivistic about that. You can say that's the life force, the repressed life force, can't you? I mean, it is clearly a problem card. I usually interpret it as selfishness. Again, that's not a disaster, is it? That could be a temptation to selfishness. 10 of batons. You're weighed down, aren't you? But you could call that, okay, a bit too much responsibility, not a disaster. Death. We all know that means transformation rather than any frightful news. The Three of Swords, it's a very eloquent image and it makes people cry, but I think you need to tell yourself, okay, something like difficult developments which nevertheless are all for the good. The Five of Pentacles, it has an unfortunate meaning of hardship, but it definitely has the meaning of companionship in hardship. The Five of Cups, 3 cups upset, 2 cups still upright. It's a getting over it card. Five of Swords, well, it does mean defeat, but maybe it means, again, letting go of something when things didn't quite turn out the way you wanted them. And again, it can be small scale. These do not have to be catastrophes in our lives. 10 of Swords, it is the ruin card, but it's also the nadir, okay, of a cycle. It's the low point. So it means things can only get better. And once again, whenever one of these cards comes up, it doesn't have to be big scale. It can be small scale. I mean, it could be the low point of the cycle of your hair looking ghastly. You know, it could mean that tomorrow your hair's going to look really good. You know, be creative. The Nine of Swords, I think that's about obsessing. Your thoughts all going down neural pathways, kind of like hijacking you, kidnapping you, and drawing you in a certain direction. And obsessing is very good to stand back from it if you are getting into one of these mental loops. So that can be a healing thing to see on the table. And again, Eight of Swords, I think it's a restriction card. It could be an inhibition card. And, you know, every card implies its opposite. So if that's on the table, then where is your freedom? Where is your uninhibitedness? Okay, so much for positivistic meanings. Okay, now let's talk about my invention, the weather forecast spread. I think one of the tricks of living an optimistic life is the feeling that you are being supported by the universe. That's what this is all about for me. I don't think we are alone. I'm not sure whether we are being supported by angels or by God or by the spirit guides or by maybe other aspects of ourselves, which may be in other parts of our mind or maybe in other dimensions of reality. Who knows? But I think one can live life with the feeling of being helped, with the feeling of help coming from outside. And that's how I use tarot cards And that's why I think that tarot cards are very good for mental health. If you're being helped by the universe, let's say you believe that you have a guardian angel, let's say you believe you have spirit guides, or that there is a part of yourself that exists in another dimension that is really helping you plan your life, maybe while you sleep, maybe in your waking hours, that's a nice feeling. Now, my weather forecast spread is a kind of development of the 12 house, classic 12 house spread. I do it like this. I put 12 cards down on the table. And then I look for major arcana cards and aces, okay? And I hide all the ones that are not majors or aces. Now, furthermore, I hide the majors that are reversed. So in this particular weather forecast spread, there is one card showing. Now, I do not actually read the card at face value, so I just read its position. So I'm only interested in knowing that the 9th house in this case is aspected. So what I'm asking my tarot pack here is, and I usually do this once every 2 days, I'm asking, in the next 48 hours, what department of my life, what house is going to be emphasized? So what do you advise me to take care of just above the normal business of life? Now, I'm using the astrological houses. This is not astrology, this is tarot. So you can be creative, you can do what you want with it. You can assign anything to these 12 positions that you like. There is a video in my spreads playlist, which is all about my weather forecast reading. But let me give you a rough indication of what these 12 positions could mean. 1, personal projects. 2, finances. 3, communication. 4, for me, that's just housework. It's doing the hoovering. 5, fun. 6, health and fitness. 7, your partner if you have one. Partnership if you don't. Collaboration. 8, things that need to go. It could also mean sexual matters if you want, but it depends how daring you are. 9, what you're learning. For me, that just means read a book. Read a book. Read a book. Stop being so ignorant. Read a book. It could be see a movie. It could be just get inspiration, take in stuff, learn, expand, grow. But use your astrological knowledge if you want. That could mean go on holiday as well. The 9th house. 10, career or your interface with the outside world, your status. And I'll tell you more about some of these boxes when I've got to the end of the 12. 11, friends, see a friend. 12, well, there's a lot in 12. It could be, if I was doing a 12 house reading, I would say fears and limitations. But in this case, I use 12 to mean concentrate on your tarot practice. Because what I've done is, in addition to this being an astrological kind of spread, I've put some of my current projects into these boxes. So in here, personal projects, I'm writing a novel at the moment, and I've put it in that box. So when that house is aspected, it means concentrate on your novel. And so when I see 10, well, my most career orientated project at the moment, the one which is sort of ready to go public, is my tarot book. So when that comes up, I concentrate on my tarot book. But if you were a fitness instructor or something, then your job might be in the 6th house. If you were an actor, your job might be in the 5th house. So you customize this and you assign the boxes as you want them to be. And so when you get up in the morning or every other morning and you do your weather forecast, the spirit guides or whatever they are might be saying to you, we want you to do a bit of reading. It would be good for you to do a little bit of reading in the next 2 days. Just don't forget to read. Or if it was there, make sure you've checked your emails and answered them. Don't let anything slide. Or if it was there, For heaven's sake, don't forget to have fun. Or don't let that flat get dirty. Or don't forget your partner. They're doing their best. They deserve a bunch of roses. It's that sort of thing. So what I'm saying is that anything which gives me guidance somehow does improve my mood. And needless to say, there could have been more than one upright major arcana or ace in this spread. Okay, next spread that I use a lot for mood and mental health. And I like to tell myself I invented it, but it's so basic that it's kind of like not something that anyone can claim to have invented. It's the 2-card What's My Problem spread. I did a short on YouTube about this. I called it The Only Spread You'll Ever Need, and got lots of clicks, ladies and gentlemen. And here it is. If you get up in the morning and you've just got a feeling that you don't know how you're feeling, I mean, that for me is a problem. What is my mood? Am I depressed? Am I anxious? If I'm anxious, why am I anxious? Like, I can't put my finger on it. Am I excited? Am I actually happy and I don't realize it? So this is the What's My Problem or What's My Issue spread. And I will shuffle. This card here is the problem/issue. We don't always want to talk about problems. And that card there is the advice. Now for me, it's basically a 2-card spread, which you can expand into a 3 or 4-card spread. But I need to know it's a 2-card spread because I use the yin-yang rule. And if both those are reversed, I will reverse the whole reading, okay? So say I got up in the morning and I said, what's my problem / what's my issue, please? And what's your advice about how I could live my day given that that is what's going on? Okay, sure enough, 2 reversed cards. So my yin-yang rule is if more than 50% of the reading is reversed, I reverse the reading. And that is, I've made up my mind, that is the basic reading, okay? Okay, so in this case, what's my issue? What's my problem? Well, it looks like that there's a part of me that wants to scout for new opportunities, I can see this is quite an energetic day. I want to be this scout. Can I incorporate this energy? Because here's the advice. The tarot wants me to be bold and to turn something into a success. And then, okay, having established that those are the first 2 cards, I allow myself to expand it if I want with illuminating cards, and I'm going to. And I usually take 2 more. Okay. So, very, very basically, and this is not a real reading, is it? Because no one's asking, I'm just demonstrating. I want to scout for new opportunities. The tarot is advising me to gain some victory, large or small, to go for something, even if it's only cooking the dinner, The tarot is advising me to create a kind of a safe space in which one can pat oneself on the back. And then, interestingly, we've got a reversed Ace of Batons. Just for now, I would suggest it's not a matter of starting something. It's a matter of continuing with the things that are already on the table, okay? But that immediately gives me a reading to come out of this feeling of not knowing what my problem is, not knowing what my question is, not knowing where I'm at, okay? And I find that very, very useful. Now, I went through a period of doing my What's My Problem reading almost every day. And I'm now doing a different experiment. I've actually created some cards for myself. Here they are. They're my getting up in the morning cards. I was watching a video by Matthias Di Stefano, and he said that if you wake up in the morning and if you decide to be happy, that will do something to your brain chemistry, and your brain chemistry will then conspire to help you to be happy during the day. And if you wake up in the morning and decide that you are miserable, that'll depress your brain chemistry and in a sense, that will contribute to your misery. I'm choosing my words very carefully here because I know that these are big issues. And I know that, mental health can be a complicated thing, but I just want to share with you a really nice idea that I had, and it's this. I've got here 23 index cards that you can get in any stationers. And on the back, I've decorated them in magic marker. And on the front, most of them in pencil because I haven't quite made up my mind on the final words. Here I have written nice things. Some of them are adjectives, some of them are nouns, like loved. Today, I'm going to feel loved. Today, I'm going to feel grateful. Today, I'm going to feel lucky. Today, I'm going to feel energetic. Encouragement. Today, I'm going to receive encouragement. Today, I'm going to feel relaxed. Today, I'm going to feel creative. Laughter. Today, there will be laughter. Surprises. Today, there will be surprises. Helpful. Today, I will be helpful. And I encourage you, if you're interested in this, to make your own list. Just how would you like to feel in the day? What do you believe? What's the best that you think life could be? Make your own cards, enjoy it. You can get funny little machines that cut the corners off, which I also recommend. I'll show you later. And then very, very early in the morning, maybe even before you draw the curtains, if you have curtains, pick one of these cards, see what it is. Grateful. And then just go through the day with it as it's almost like a challenge to the universe. Let me give you an example. This morning, my card was energetic, but I didn't feel energetic. And I thought, okay, I don't feel energetic, but I look forward to maybe becoming energetic during the day. So I held it in my mind saying, I'm waiting for this becoming energetic. I'm determined to live my day as if I were energetic. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to go for a run or go for a swim. That might be too much at the moment, but I just like to feel it was a possibility. And there were other days, like I got this one here, powerful. I woke up and I didn't feel powerful. And then I just thought, okay, I'm going to go through my day remembering all the times in my life when I felt powerful and believing that I could maybe be a powerful person. I don't always feel like a powerful person, but I just decided to interpret the day interpret my life, interpret myself as if I'm a powerful person and just live like that. It's an experiment, and I think it's a really lovely experiment, and it's going well, and I highly recommend it. Those were my thoughts about tarot and oracle cards for mood and mental health. I'm Robert Farrer, this is Tea and Tarot, and I'll be back next week with more of this stuff. So stay well, stay happy. Goodbye. Is this wonderful corner cutting machine. They cost £2 or £3 and you can buy them online.